Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm building this little kid's art table right now, and I use construction lumber for the top. And one of the pitfalls of using construction lumber is it's very unstable. And as you can see, mine, it warped and it looks like a potato chip now. So we gotta fix it. Let me show you how. Okay, so let's get this tabletop fixed. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to rip this on the table saw. Okay, so now that you have your tabletop ripped down to individual pieces, you have a couple of options here. Option number one is grab all your pieces, head over to the trash can and throw them away. Just like so. And option number two is to grab all your pieces that you just ripped down and head over to your lumber storage area and go ahead and throw them in the corner where they will get cobwebs and spider webs and dust covered all over them. And then in 6 months' time, you'll probably clean it up, grab them, bring them over to your miter saw, chop them up, and throw them in the trash can. That's probably the option that I'm going to choose. Okay, so now the real way to fix this would be to just not use construction lumber at all when you're building furniture, and to use something more stable, some sort of hardwood like maple, oak, walnut, or in my case, some maple plywood. Okay, in all seriousness, guys, I'm actually kind of disappointed that all of this wood warped. As you can see, even this little kid's bench here, the top actually warped. You can see it right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this with a piece of plywood, but I actually glued this on. I screwed it down right here and then glued this top to these legs. So I got to be able to get to these screws, zip them out, and then we're going to take a multi-tool and just cut the top off and then replace this with a piece of plywood. So let's go ahead and do that. That's quite warped. Kind of comical. Oh well. All right, now that we got our top nice and flat and we fixed our benches, we're ready for stain and paint. And I really do like this Behr stain. It is a water-based stain, but if you do use it, I definitely recommend using the pre-stain conditioner. It definitely helps with some blotchiness that you can get from some of the water-based stains. It just kind of evens everything out. So definitely recommend using that. This stuff is really easy to use. All you do is just wipe it on, let it dry for 15 minutes. Just make sure there's no puddles. And if there is, just go back with a dry rag and just wipe it until it's nice and dry, basically. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes and this conditioner is dry, but now it's water-based. So anytime you put water on wood, it pops the grain. So it's real rough right now. So what we're gonna do is take a 320 grit little sanding sponge here and just lightly hit all of this before we put the stain on. All right, let's get some stain on. This couldn't be easier. It's just your typical wiping stain. Just gonna wipe it on and wipe it off. Okay, and just like that, our top is nice and flat and fixed and ready for some finish. Say hi, Hannah.
Hi.
All right, guys, we're ready for paint. And as you can see, I'm not in my shop. I have commandeered my dad's shop and turned it into my paint booth. And if you play cards right and you do this with your dad, he'll even cover the floor for you. So anyway, what are we spraying today? We're spraying Gallery Series. I've been using this stuff on cabinets and other little furniture, and this stuff is amazing. You got to spray it. You can't brush and roll it. It dries super fast, but I'm loving this stuff. The rig I'm using is my Fuji, same thing I always use, my Fuji Q5 Platinum, and I have a 1.5 millimeter needle and air cap, and I am doing zero thinning on this. So those are the specs, and that's it. Let's filter some paint and get spraying. Okay, paint is done, and now we're going to move to the clear coat. And once again, I'm spraying Sherwin-Williams Gallery Series, and this is in a 20 gloss satin sheen. So let's do it. And for those of you who are wondering, I am using a 2-quart pressure pot also made by Fuji. And I know I don't need this much clear coat for just this little kid's tabletop, but I am actually spraying some bookcases and an art table as well. So that's why I'm using this giant 2-quart pressure pot. So, all right, we're ready. Let's get to spraying. All right, y'all, we are almost finished with this little kid's art table. I've got everything painted and stained and varnished. We're almost finished here. The only thing I have left to do is I got to add these little threaded inserts to the top. There's 4 of them, one here, one here, one here. And once again, we're going to use this Milescraft portable drill press. This thing works flawless for this. It really does. Let me show you. All right. I've already got my piece marked out, and just a little tip with this. So I've got a brad point bit on here. I'll bring in a little bit closer here to show you, but I got a brad point bit. Now this is a finished piece, so obviously we don't want tear out. We definitely don't want to rip this thin veneer on this plywood and then it's gonna look ugly basically, or we'll have to do some patchwork. So a little tip is to avoid that, start your drill in reverse and press down, and that will actually kind of like cut the groove first of the round circle, and then flip it over to forward and finish drilling the hole. Let me show you. Okay, so like I said, use a brad point bit for this. This works really well. As you can see, there's my little mark. That's what we're aiming for. All right, we're all lined up. Now, once again, I'm in reverse. And now I'll switch to forward. And as you can see, that is a nice clean hole, no tear up. All right. Now, we're going to use some Titebond Quick and Thick. We're not going to put much on here, but we're going to put it on just on the threads, just a little dab, nothing crazy. You really probably don't even need it, but I'm going to add it anyway. Just a little dab to the threads. And then we'll start driving these in. All right, and now the last and final stage of this little kids art table build is to attach the top to the base, and we're going to use these little L brackets. This is super easy, nothing fancy, quick, simple, effective, and doesn't cost a lot of money. So let's do it. Okay, so I know I've said it throughout the video that this is a little kid's art table with a couple of benches that I built. The benches actually are made to tuck right inside there. And let me give you a little overview of this. And the reason why I'm doing this is I do have plans available for this. If it's something that you guys would actually want to build, let me know. Leave a comment down in the comment section, and I will offer free plans that will be linked to this video if you wanted to build it. Just if there's enough interest, then I'll actually go through the time of putting plans available if you guys show enough interest, basically. So comment down below if you want some free plans. But so let me demonstrate how it works. And so I do sell these. I make these and I sell them just for a little extra pocket cash. They're not hard to build. Especially if you got the cut list and all that and the plans on building them, it's not difficult to do.
Daddy?
Speaking of kids, what you got? Whoa.
I rolled it out.
Show the camera. Mixed up Play-Doh. My daughter actually has one of these. I did build it out of white oak, and it's holding up very well, and she beats the crap out of it. So that said, it can take on some Play-Doh as well. All right, so Hannah's going to play with her Play-Doh while I demonstrate how this works. So this art table fits a paper roll. You can buy these on Amazon. It's like, what was it? I don't remember. It's like 10 or 15 bucks or something like that for a 3-pack. So usually if I'm selling one of these, I just offer one of the paper rolls with the table itself. So all this does is fit through here like this. Like so, and I just got these little star knobs. Sometimes I've made these myself out of wood before. If I'm lazy, I just buy them like this because it's faster. And then it's just threaded inserts inside of in the edges of that, or the ends of that dowel. And then we've got these right here paired with more of these star knobs. So as you just saw, I put those threaded inserts in. That's what these are for. And so as you can see, you take this paper, slide it underneath. And if you guys wanted to sell, build these and sell them, you can do a video of yourself, doing this process to help market it. And there you go. And then all we do is just crank down on these. And there you go. The paper is nice and stuck down, doesn't move around on them. And when they are ready to display their artwork up on the refrigerator, you just loosen these if you're the parent. And here's all their artwork. And you just take it, give it a rip, and go display their artwork up on the refrigerator. Isn't that what we do? Yeah. So anyway, if you guys are interested, like I said, if you're interested, leave a comment down below. I will get you guys some plans for this. And
I want to put it on there.
This isn't your table. This is somebody else's table.
Well, I want it to be mine.
It's not yours. You already have one.
No, I want a new one. That is all scribbled.
Yours is very durable. Kids always want new stuff. And like I said before, the benches are made to tuck up underneath like this. And that way, for storage concerns, it's not that big. It doesn't take up that much space. And then obviously you have this little side compartment to hold crayons, markers, colored pencils, you name it, basically. My daughter, she sits here playing with Play-Doh. What else do you do at your table? Markers, glitter pens.
I do like craft, color.
Yeah.
I play with Play-Doh. I do Legos on there.
Legos, yep.
I play with pencils on here.
You're right. This is basically like a little kid's craft table. And I'm gonna be honest. I mean, maybe I should up my price because they sell pretty quick every time I build one. So
Tell them that there's so much to do.
there's so much to do. Yeah. She loves her. So anyway, and every customer that I've ever built one for, I've never had a bad complaint. Never had a somebody saying that they didn't, get good use out of it, and their children love it. So that said, like I said, once again,
Ugh.
if you want some plans, let me know in the comments, and I will get them to you. All right, that's the video. See you guys.
I want you to do another video.
You want to do another video? How come?
I just do. Videos are so much fun.
Videos are so much fun.
But
I'll tell them.
I want to talk in